Dear students, wherever you are, hope you are fine, happy and safe. Today's session is devoted to a quiz regarding units 7 and 8 for common core students using the textbook Visa to the World. As you see, here is the layout of our quiz today. It is composed of reading comprehension, vocabulary, and finally writing. Are you ready? Let's get started. Let's read the text and answer the following questions. Our text is about John Lennon. John Lennon was one of the famous singers and songwriters of his time. He was born in Liverpool, England in 1940. But his childhood was not very happy yet. His mother died when he was in high school. He met Paul McCartney, who introduced him to George Harrison, and they began to play in a band together. After high school, John went to art school where he formed the famous pop group, the Beatles. A few years later, he married his first wife, Cynthia, and they had a son, Julian. He began to perform in clubs in his hometown. Then he signed his first contract. After that, John and the Beatles moved to London and became very famous throughout the world. In London, he met Yuko and got married married her. A couple of years later, the Beatles broke up. John and Yuko got married and moved to the United States, where their son, Sin, was born. John died in December 8, 1980. One of his fans shot him while he was leaving his apartment. So please try to read the text again carefully, once, twice, and even 3 times, so that you can understand keywords and key vocabulary. Let's move to question number 1. Are these statements true or false? Justify. If it is true, you justify, and if it is false, you justify. Read the question carefully, please. Number 1. John Lennon is American. The keyword here is American. What nationality is John Lennon from the text? Is he American? Is he British? Is he Algerian? Is he Russian? So try to read again and come up with the correct answer. Number 2, John Lennon has got 2 children. What do you think? So take your time and try to find the correct answer. As you see in the text, he was born in Liverpool, England. In England. So is he American? False. John Lennon was English. He was English. Number 2, John Lennon has got 2 children. Let's have a look at the sentences in red. A few years later, he married his first wife, Cynthia, and they had a son. A means 1. A son. In the second sentence in the red, John and Yuko got married and moved to the United States, where their son, Sin. It means that he has 2 children from 2 different wives. So true, they are Julian and Sin. Is it okay? Now let's move on to the next question. Answer the following questions from the text. You're just going to read the question carefully and try to find the exact answer. And of course, to answer correctly, you need to come up and to find keywords in the text. But before you find the keywords, you need to understand the question carefully. How did John Lennon meet George Harrison? How did John Lennon meet? How did they meet each other? The question or the key word here is to know what does how mean. This WH question is very important. How. We use how to ask for the manner, the way they met together. And in number 2 again, we have another WH question, which is how. Again, it's about the manner. How did John Lennon die? So please read again and try to find the correct answers. That's correct. In number 1, how did John Lennon meet George Harrison? In the text, you have, he met Paul McCartney, who introduced him to George Harrison. Then, it's like, Paul McCartney introduced John to George Harrison. It's like someone introduced him to his wife. Someone introduced someone, which is McCartney, introduced him to his wife. So this is the way he met his first wife. Then, how did John Lennon die? John died on December 8, 1980. One of his fans shot him. One of his fans shot him while he was leaving his apartment. So he was died, or he was killed by one of his supporters, one of his fans. It seems strange, not normal, it seems odd, but this is what happened with John Lennon. Next question is, these words are underlined in the text. What do they refer to? It means these two words, her and there, they are here to replace something in the text. What are they refer to? So we need to find their, it's like their substitutions. They substitute something, they replace something, they stay as an alternative for another words. Her and there. So we have her and we have there. So please try to connect her with the previous lines so that you find the exact answer. And the same for there. Take your time. Okay, let's correct. Her, he met Yuko Ono and fell in love with her. He met Yuko and fell in love with her. So here it's crystal clear that her replaces the Yuko Ono. And for there we have John and Yuko got married and moved to the United States, where their son, whose son, there, because we know that there is a possessive adjective, so it replaces the position. It's there. Whose son is he? He is their son. So there represents and replaces John Lennon and Yuko. Next exercise. Find in the text word that's mean. Here we are talking about synonyms. What are the synonyms of the following words or expressions? We have well-known and popular. Someone who is well-known, meaning that all the people know him or her. Football is well known in Brazil. So try to find the synonym of well known or popular. Then the second one, people who love and admire an artist. When you love an artist, when you love a footballer, when you love a well-known person very much, what do we call this person? Okay? Let's correct. So for well-known or popular, we have famous. John Lennon was one of the famous singers, well-known. People around the world know this person. He is popular. And for people who love and admire an artist, it means they're fans, supporter. You are a football team fan. What is your favorite football team? Wydad Athletic Club, Raja Athletic Club, Real Madrid. So you are a Real fan, you are Wydad fan, you are Raja fan, etc. Next component is about vocabulary. Now we dealt with reading comprehension and we start a new component related again to units 7 and 8. Vocabulary. Try to circle the odd word out. One of these words, it does not belong to the group. We have, for example, literature, painting, cinema, and singer. Which one is odd? Which one is strange? Which one is not normal? Which one does not belong to the group? And of course, please try to justify your answers. B, we have pianist, songwriter, composer, and painter. C, we have photocopier, painter, vacuum, and inventor. Finally, we have chemist, physics, mathematician, and finally, doctor. So take your time before we start the correction. Number A, we have literature, painting, cinema, and singer. The odd one is singer. Why? Simply because literature, painting, cinema is part of art, whereas a singer is a person. Pianist, songwriter, composer, and we have painter. Painter is the odd one because the rest has to do with music. Photocopier, painter, vacuum, inventor. Inventor is the odd one because the rest are machines, whereas inventor is a person who invents these machines. Chemist, physics, mathematician, and doctor. Physics is the odd one because the rest are people, whereas physics is a science, is a school subject, or it's a science in general. Now, our next component is writing. Try to reorder the scrambled sentences to form a short biography of the inventor Steve Jobs. And please use the correct punctuation. Here you have a set of unscrambled sentences. That is, set of scrambled sentences which you need to try to scramble and to unscramble and to put them in order. The given sentences are the following. Number 1, Steve Jobs died in 2011 of pancreatic cancer. 2, and he was born in California in 1955. 3, Steve Jobs co-founded Apple Computers in 1976. 4, He was an orphan and had only one younger sister, Patricia. 6. With his old friend, Steve Wozniak. Finally, number 7, Steve Jobs was an American businessman. As you see, these sentences are in disorder. Try to arrange them. First of all, there are some elements, there are some features in this paragraph that will help you come up with the correct answer. Number 1, we have, for example, chronological order in terms of timing. We have 2011, 1955, 1976. Also, you can follow structure and rules of using capital letter, which is very important. When do we use capital letter? Also, try to remind the rules we talked about during the lesson session when we dealt with punctuation. When do we use capital letter? Say, for example, a name of a person, it should be capital letter. So, when you are able to know when you use capital letter, when you appropriately use punctuation, it will be easy for you to write the correct order. So please take a few minutes before we start the correction. Yes? Are you ready? Shall we correct? Okay. Let's correct. First of all, biography. Biography, when you talk about yourself, when you give self-information, when you talk about your own information, starting from your childhood up to now, or from someone's childhood to his death. As you see, in green, we use all the capital letters and punctuation needed to write and to form this paragraph correctly. Steve Jobs was an American. We use capital letter because it's a proper noun. Steve Jobs. He is an American. American takes also capital letter because it's nationality. American businessman. We have comma. Why comma? Because we already introduced a piece of information. And he was born in California in 1955. A new piece of information. That's why they are separated by comma. California. The C takes capital letter because it's a city. Full stop. So a new idea is coming. He, after full stop, we must start in a capital letter. He was an orphan. Orphan, someone without mother and father, or without one of them. He was an orphan and had got only one younger sister. Comma. Patricia. To give, we use comma to give more details about who's his sister. Steve Jobs, again, Steve Jobs, proper noun to take capital letter. Steve Jobs co-founded. Co-founded, it means that he founded, he established, he set up Apple computers. It means with someone, in partnership with someone else. Co-founded Apple computers in 1976 with his old friend Steve Wozniak. Again, Apple, it's a brand, it should take a capital letter. Steve Jobs co-founded Apple Computers in 1976 with his old friend Steve Wozniak. Again, Steve Wozniak is a proper noun, that's why it takes capital letters. Full stop. A new idea will be introduced. T is a capital letter because the beginning of a new sentence. This was his most popular inventions. His most popular inventions. Most popular, superlative, inventions. Why plural? Because he had other inventions, but this one is this one was his most popular, most famous inventions, and he made a fortune. He made a fortune. It means he became wealthy. He made a lot of money out of this business or out of this invention. Full stop. We will introduce a new idea. Steve Jobs passed away in 2011 of pancreatic cancer. So take your time, please, to correct. Dear students, stay at home, stay safe.